I lost someone too, he says softly, brushing past her cold remarks as he turns and faces the water. The sea can be a terribly cold and cruel place. Scotty grits her teeth and presses her blade deeper against his neck. You know not what you speak of, she sputters between clenched teeth. He turns back to look at her, his eyes glassy, and her bloodlust suddenly dwindles. Don't I? He asks, almost choking on the words. The two share a long moment as a chilling ocean breeze blows between them, and Scotty shivers uncharacteristically, perhaps in preparations to his next words. You're beautiful. The words seem to surprise himself more than Scotty as she attempts to maintain her composure. He turns away suddenly, raising a finger to his lips. She finally drops the sword. What do you want? Scotty whispers. Such simple and innocent words that were uttered in desire for a simple response, but somehow opened a wellspring of vast answers that neither of them realized would be so personal, or lead to deeper conversation. He looks back at her and smiles awkwardly as he shifts his weight. He says, jerking his head slightly to the side. I don't know. Peace? Justice? He looks down, as if the sand might have the answer notated for him. He suddenly turns and looks at her, in a way that resembled him being surprised by her presence, as if their roles were reversed and he was the one lost in thought before realizing she was there. To help, he simply says. The stupidity and naivety of what he said and the utter carelessness of how he said it causes Scotty to tremble. Tremor courses through her as she was shaken to her very core by what he said, and the waterworks begin to act back up. Such foolishness, she mutters, turning away from him, hoping her hair would be enough to hide her face. I'm sorry, he says softly, and she could tell he meant it. I know I'm just a stranger, but, you know, sometimes strangers are the best people to talk to. He pauses, as if waiting for her to scold him again. When he receives no response, he continues. Strangers are people whose opinions don't matter. You can tell them anything, talk about all sorts of stuff, and really doesn't matter. She begins to slowly turn towards him. They're not going to have any bias because they don't know anything about you and you're not going to see them again. She stares at him, deeply, intently, as if attempting the same gaze he gave her, trying to pierce into him and learn his true intentions. He chews his lip a moment before smiling again. And if you ever do see each other again, then you're no longer strangers.
That's just an awesome piece of lore.
Yep. Again,
Nice.
I'm going to be starting each session with a little tidbit about what's going on with Scotty and what she's going on, just to give everyone a little bit of time to gather their things. Just because I want to be starting the sessions on time from now on, just to make sure that we're going, even if everyone isn't necessarily prepared. And now we transition back to the City of Need, as preparations are underway and the Delta Dawn is beginning to set out. Cold rain slowly falls, The unsettling realization of winter slowly but surely arriving lights a universal fire under everyone. Everybody begins to move a little quicker and work harder as the day is nearly halfway done and there's still much to do. Preparations are being made and everyone is moving. Captain Hardgrave motions to his crew as they finalize preparations. The last bits of cargo are being squirreled away below deck, while the larger crates on the main deck have their straps re-inspected. The ship is alive with a constant moving anatomy of people, moving through each other with different jobs, but one single purpose. The ship is all that matters, and is the only thought they have, as individuals move in tandem like a well-oiled machine. Adeline calls out to her men and gets some organization along the shore. In a last-ditch effort, she leaps down from a raised position, rolling up her sleeves and showing them how it's done. All hands begin making preparation for the ship to depart as the cold weather steadily falls. The warm air and rushing water quickly diminishes the wet snow as it runs along every surface, pretending as if it were only rain, but nobody is fooled. Merida leaps up from below deck and rushes to action. She begins to jog over to the captain where she is sideswiped by a crew member. "You're looking to make yourself useful," a disgruntled voice calls. A burly half-orc woman calls over her shoulder with a smirk. Her build is large and skin thick, like a full orc, with only her softened facial features revealing her human heritage. "Help me with this." She swings her body over the railing, straddling it, tossing a slight plume of smoke from her dark dreadlocks that almost seem to be smoldering. "How can I help?" Merida asks, rushing up beside the orc woman. "You know how to tie a knot?" the woman asks. "I think I could figure one out," Merida says honestly. "I'm excellent at untying knots, though." "You'll do," the orc woman says. "Help me with the moorings." She pulls a rope being loose down below, drawing it back so hard it nearly whips against the poor dock worker below. Merida quickly gets to work, untying and hauling rope with the assistance of her mage hand that allows her to nearly keep up with the rest of the deckhands. As the loading plank is being pulled up from the dock, there's a slight commotion that is quickly dissolved with a wave of the captain's Hardgrave's hand. He strolls through the throng of people across the deck until he peers over the edge. He sneers and glances over to Talia. "A late entry," he calls. "One of yours, I presume." As you look over the edge, you see Joshua running up with a... What would probably be better? A cart or like a hand truck, or you have like a large bag? Joshua?
I'm carrying all my supplies in a big old wheelbarrow.
You've got like a big old barrel?
Look at it. He's just doing it like he's like doing the cabbage guy from Avatar.
Okay, yeah, you've got like this big old barrel, and as it's like rolling, it's kind of like clinking, and you hear stuff clattering against each other, and you're afraid that stuff might be shattering inside, but it's definitely not, because everything's like totally sturdy. It just sounds a little weird.
It's a wheelbarrow.
Okay. Yeah, they reset the plank, and as you begin making your way up the ramp with your barrel, make a strength check for going up this ramp with a barrel.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Connor, do you want to assist him?
Yeah, I want to go.
Yeah, you assist him. In fact, if Joshua,
you.
if you want Connor to make the check for you, you can give him advantage.
Oh wait, actually, I can cast Enhance Ability to help.
Well,
Joshua.
Just by giving the help action, you can give someone
chat.
advantage.
I am using that to carry my
Oh, a
stuff.
wheelbarrow. Gotcha. Okay, I thought it was a barrel.
I heard barrel too, and I really like the mental image of him Donkey Konging it.
Okay, yeah, I think a wheelbarrow is probably makes more sense. But yeah, Joshua, you can just give Connor advantage by giving him the help action. Even though technically Connor's helping you out, Connor can roll a strength check with advantage. Or you both can roll individually if you'd rather.
I I got zero. I got zero strength modifier.
Oh, I thought you were a strength-based character.
No, I'm still a bard. Just
I just thought you spec'd into a little bit of strength for this version of yourself. That's all. Alright.
I didn't have any of the right stats that I could put into boosting my strength up more, so that's why I was going to use enhanced ability on myself, so I'd have advantage on strength out.
Okay, alright. Okay, so Joshua, you roll once, and then Connor, you're rolling with advantage.
Alright, I'm just mark enhance ability for myself, alright?
Yep. So go ahead and mark that down.
Strength check, right?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, let it be a good roll for once. I got a 12.
And?
Hold on.
I got a 12.
Because you get
I rolled
advantage.
17.
Nice.
Yeah, I get.
What did you get for your second roll, Connor?
Oh, my two rolls are. Oh, I did roll with advantage. I just
Oh, you rolled
advantage
with
12.
advantage. Okay, you got a 12. Yeah, with
that's
a
what
12 and
advantage
17, Connor like comes and assists you, and he like slips a little bit. But he definitely does keep you from going off sideways as you're trying to roll this up. Yeah, exactly. Kind of, you're avoiding the situation that that Connor just sent in chat, or Joshua just sent in chat. But as you're about to make yourself up onto the deck, Captain Hardgrave raises up his boot and just plants it against the wheel and says, "So, what's your deal? What makes you think you can just simply waltz on to the Delta Dawn?"
Magic.
He sneers at you, Connor. "I'll deal with you next."
I still flip them off. I just still like openly flip them off.
"You're Slippery Jack's +1. But tell me about your friend here."
Let's see here. He's a smart dude who can make cool weapons. He can become a fire god for like 1 minute. And, kind of one of the most trustworthy people I know.
Okay. He turns his attention back to Joshua. What skills are you bringing to the table? This isn't a pleasure cruise, like I've said. If you're gonna be on my ship, you have to be able to help out in some way. Basically, Joshua, everyone else has also gone through this process where people have stated what sort of skills they're capable of and how they can help aboard the ship.
Remaster.
Yeah.
I'm good at fighting.
Oh, are you then? Show me.
That's it.
Wrong answer.
I give him
No,
a bard
I'm
against
also very strong and talented in this.
I give him a bard inspiration.
Okay.
Shut
Joshua, you have a D8 to
Yeah,
add to
dude.
something. You know what? I think this is the best thing. Let's do another strength check. Both of you. He's gonna attempt to push the wheelbarrow back down the plank.
Come on, let it be a good roll. Let it be a good roll. God damn it, I got a 9.
You still have advantage because you have enhanced ability on yourself for a little bit.
That's right. The last one. Oh, one of them's
Got a
cocked.
19.
One of them's cocked. I got a 16.
Okay. What did you get, Joshua?
19.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. He pushes on the wheelbarrow and it slips a little bit, but you both hold fast. And then you quickly hear the sounds of footfalls making their way up the ramp behind you. Joshua, please roll me initiative.
Look out, Joshua!
It doesn't matter. I rolled a 3. You go first. There is one of these dock hands making their way up the plank, looking to come straight at you with their bare hands. What do you do?
So I hand me right now. What's the point of the character sheet? I am very unprepared.
Connor is basically holding the wheelbarrow for you. As you are being tested, you are being hazed. Captain Hardgrave does not allow any yellow belly soft boys on his ship. You have to prove yourself capable in combat and convince him that you have some sort of useful skill in order to accompany him on this venture.
Cast Eldritch Blast.
That's not entirely true. Ooh.
I mean, Jack proved his usefulness so much that he got to get Connor to come on along with him.
I just scored myself a +1.
Yeah.
I scored a +1. I'm one of those guys that...
No, actually, I think technically you're my property right now, but we won't argue that. Okay.
You're
Nah,
Jack's carry-on.
I think you are, actually.
I've been in enough lives where I've been someone's carry-on. I am done being a carry-on for 5 minutes. Alright? There was a universe where I was someone else's dog, literally, so I am done being a carry-on.
Wait, what? Hold on!
Well, in that case, then Captain Hargrave, he says he's not my +1 anymore, so you can deal with him any way you want.
You know,
You can
Jack,
always
you're
beat-
a bit...
You can always beat the crap out of him like I did.
Well, not all of us...
He tried that once.
Hey, not all of us can summon super sea water powers.
Yeah,
Oh,
try
Bobby
it.
makes us in there.
Okay. Joshua, what you've got?
Sorry. I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of you. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Do you need us to come back to you?
Now I'm rolling right now.
Okay.
Does a 19 hit?
Yes, it does. What are you doing to him?
Casting Eldritch Blast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you blast him with a ray of arcane energy that scorches against his chest, and he stumbles backwards a little bit. Do anything else for movement bonus action?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm just gonna...
He is going to run up at you and make like he's going to tackle you, and is instead going to sweep your legs. Dexterity saving throw, please.
Alright.
You got good dexterity, right?
I should be very dexterous. Dexterous. It's an 11 win.
Okay, yeah, he sweeps your legs and knocks you down. You begin sliding down the ramp. You are currently prone, and he is standing over you. It is your turn.
Remember, he got a bardic inspiration. I know it's probably no help right now, but like, never know when you need inspiration, right?
True.
Yeah.
Alright, hold on.
Sparrow,
Yes.
I'm leaving and then I'm gonna come back.
I do
Okay.
have a question.
Go for it.
Is Mr. Anderson like a guest here, or is he playing? What is this game?
Oh, he's just listening in on the session.
Okay.
I was like, Anderson? Who's Anderson? No, the person in the voice channel. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were making a Matrix reference for a second.
Mr. Anderson.
His his title name is Alexander Anderson. That is obviously something from something Ultimate. So it's like, when I saw that, I was like, that's funny.
Anywho.
Oh, since Joshua's kicked down, do I have to make like a check or something to not fall with the barrel?
Connor, you're holding the wheelbarrow just fine. If you want to try and do something, then you'll need to make a check. Are you going to join initiative with these two?
Oh, I'm very tempted. I want to redeem myself. At the same
You're
time,
already on pretty thin ice already as it is, but feel free.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm already on thin ice, and I'm still gonna be flipping off the captain, honestly, because I feel like he's really earned the middle finger a lot. You know?
Okay, but all I can say is if you're going to redeem yourself by fighting an unarmed person 2-on-1, you no longer have my backing. You're on
I'm
your
not
own.
gonna do it. All right, I'm conflicted. I want to help my friend in this fight, but I also know like, shit, I'm on thin ice, and then but then I might make Joshua like a pansy.
Very sportsmanlike. Yes, indeed.
I'm a criminal in this universe. Sportsmanship is not my shtick.
Fair enough. That is
I'm a
absolutely
legit
true.
ruffian. I'm a legit ruffian compared to Jack here. All right, I actually do beat people up for a lot less. Jack's name is the hero. I'm just a ruffian. Okay, he's a vigilante ruffian Batman.
Yeah.
I will say that Jack, Mai, and Holgear with Beal have come up from down below, so everybody's on the main deck at this point.
You must have forgot when Jack was holding somebody at knife point last session, I think it was. Threatening his
That was
life.
a few sessions ago.
Who is he holding at knife point?
The
I
spy.
never pulled a knife out.
No.
I never pulled a knife out. I just said I could slit his throat. I didn't have a knife out.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
not,
semantics.
that's not able to be brandishing weapons.
He was holding Beal, but that was about it.
I was just a little persuasive, was all.
Mm-hmm. That's how it's done in the
Really?
business. Well, you obviously never show the knife. You never show your hands. Anyway, Joshua, are you back? Didn't mean to spring this on you, but if you're just not available right now, Joshua, we can come back to this scene in a little bit. Okay, I don't think he's here.
You're welcome, Anderson.
All right, I'm here. I'm
Okay,
here.
I'm sorry.
I was busy.
All right. I mean, you could have just said that you were busy. I didn't mean to make this first section rely entirely on you. Sorry, I'm sorry.
That's fine. You don't know all that goes on.
Yeah, agreed. So, you blame Sparrow? Right, are we still in combat? Or am I
Yes,
still going
he
through
is
the
standing over you. If you attempt to stand up, he will get an attack on you, or at least an action. You know, he's not trying to kill you, you can tell. But he is very disgruntled that you blasted him with magic.
Well, you come jumping up on a brother from behind. What do you think is gonna happen?
Alright, you don't like... Alright, hold on. Let me try and get a German accent. So you know. Alright, you don't like the... magic? Then how about this? And Joshua pulls out his bad juju, his gun.
You don't like magic? How about some more magic?
Hey,
Parry this, casual.
Let's see you parry a bullet, motherfucker.
Parry this, you.
I don't have bullets, so
Yeah, no, it's fine. You know, this man was gonna
Magic
see
bullet.
how well you can do in a fight. You're just gonna shoot him.
I mean, they never specified how you win this.
yeah, he never specified.
Yeah,
What
no,
I'm supposed to be good
he
at.
walks up to you, he knocks you down, and you pull your gun out.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like
Roll it.
It's how you win a fight.
Okay,
Perfect.
roll the d20.
You didn't jump a guy like that and not get blasted.
All right.
I'll defeat you with the power of friendship and this gun I found.
And I found. Am I rolling to attack or?
Yes.
Mr. Owen? Alright.
Can you like aim to like not kill him? Because you know we don't want to kill any more people than we need to kill to get to him.
The 17 hit.
Yes.
Kick ass.
Alright. Yeah.
Okay. He stumbles back, and I will say that with that, you're able to stand up as a bonus action. And then he's... he thinks for a moment. He takes stock of the situation. he looks up at the captain like he's got like this one burn scar across his torso. Where did you shoot him with the gun?
I shot him in the exact same place.
Okay, yeah, he's definitely got a hole through him, and he's bleeding, and he like puts a hand up against it trying to stop the bleed. Actually, it's cauterized, so it's not even bleeding. But he just looks up at the captain like, "Do I have to?" And Captain Hargraves just says, "Alright, maybe you can be useful in a fight. What other skills are you bringing to the table?"
I am also a mystical engineer or inventor, if you want to be casual about it.
Make a persuasion check. And if your charisma
very
isn't
good.
good, I will allow you to make an arcana check.
He's very good at building stuff.
Yeah, my charisma is good enough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're
A
well like
15.
14. He's gonna look at what you've got in the he glances down at the strange
we're
accompaniment of
Connor's
items
barrel.
that you've just recently bought in the whereabout.
Connor just standing
And
there
with a
his
30
barrel.
perception, he sees what you have, and his eyebrows slowly raise up. You're not gonna be doing any of that on my wood vessel, are you?
Of course not. It'll
Alright.
be my golem doing it.
You keep that nonsense up in the crow's nest if you're gonna mess with any of that.
Promise to only burn down the vessel if it's the last resort. And Joshua walks aboard.
Okay, yeah, you and he takes his boot off, and you and Connor take the wheelbarrow on deck. He's just like, "Wilson, you get down below and get that healed up. All right,
Sorry, Wilson.
we're wasting enough time as it is."
I can't believe you
Alright,
shot
give-
Wilson, bro.
I'm gonna give Wilson some fucking healing. Goddamn.
Okay, yeah,
It's like I'm gonna fight you. Ow!
yeah.
My intestines.
I don't know
Hey,
too, but I'm already
hey, that
down
was
3
like-
points.
The top 3 coolest moments in the whole thing, so...
Wilson's not quite half health, but you know is damaged. So
He's got a bullet wound to the stomach. That's kind of fucked up, though.
yeah.
It's not a bullet wound. It's a bullet
give him a-
burn.
Give him
Same
the close
difference.
wound cantrip. You can
Okay.
spend up to 2 hit dice.
Oh yeah. Okay. You do that. let me... Ooh. Okay, yeah, that heals him up enough that he, like, moves his arm and is like, thanks for that. Captain, I think I'll see myself back to work. And Captain Argrave just nods. And he just ducks his head and rushes past.
Bye, Wilson.
he
I still can't believe he's got
he just
Wilson,
turns
bro.
away from you and he goes back to work. And with that, they do pull up the docking ramp, and the last of the moorings get pulled up. There are no anchors; it's just sort of ropes and whatnot. And the ship begins moving. Joshua, you are able to take your stuff down below. Basically, you guys are able to just sort of claim any sort of bunk on one of the lower levels. There's actually enough bunks that everyone can actually have one bunk of their own, because they're, even with the amount of people, they're still slightly short-staffed. But this is a large vessel, so this would probably require about like 200 people to man, basically. Like, this is a large... You ever see like those large cargo ships with the big cargo containers on them? It's like that kind of vessel. It's just like a big empty deck. But there's some large crates, mostly stacked in the middle of it. And there are some masts, but all of the sails are pulled up and drawn because most of what their power for maneuvering through this river is magical power in the rudder, rather than requiring on wind, because there's not a whole lot of wind inland, especially moving through the mountains and forest terrain that are native to the riversides of Need. But what are the rest of you all doing, if you would like to do anything? Are you assisting in any sort of work and preparation or whatnot?
I'll be assisting some workers on moving some items and maybe setting the line, getting the lines in order, so it's not like a tripping hazard or what have you.
Alrighty.
I'm
Trying
gonna.
to chat.
I think Wilson just needs to be away from you for a while, bro. I don't think Wilson wants to talk to you.
Yeah, Wilson's avoiding you.
I'm gonna help
Understandable.
I'm gonna help lower the sails.
Okay. I did just say that they're not using the sails. Those are in case of emergency situation, because there is no wind moving through the river. It's magical power.
Okay.
Yeah.
Must not have been here for that.
Sorry. No, I just said that.
Oh.
It's okay. I mean, you guys don't have to be helping out if you don't want to. If there's some other important business at the moment that you rather do.
That's
Oh,
what I finished
sure.
up.
Jack,
Yeah. Connor's going to approach
Jack would
Jack and be
probably
like,
go.
"Oh,
yeah, Jack's gonna go where they do the navigation stuff at, because he's proficient with navigation tools, and he's gonna help those guys out so they don't have to work as many hours.
Okay. Do you mean like the actual controlling of the ship with the steering wheel and whatnot up top, or the sort of mechanics down below?
No, up on top with the navigating by the stars and stuff.
Oh, okay.
agreed."
The navigation. Yep.
It is just a river, and it's just a one-way passage between Need and the next location. So there will be no branching
Trust it.
pathways or okay, yeah.
I can
Yeah,
steer
there's a
if
lot of
anyone
navigation you gotta do on a
steer.
river.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can steer if anyone wants me to steer. I have navigator's tools as well.
I actually
Lord.
do have a small thing that I wanted to do, but I wanted to give you all the opportunity to do something before I just, hog-tied you all again.
I think Whole Gear's gonna help with the shipping manifests.
Okay.
In that we're gonna make sure everything's organized and cataloged.
Okay. Um, man, I really think I should do this small little scene that I wanted to do. Captain Hargrave is gonna get Talia's attention.
Oh no.
Cat call.
No.
Uh-oh,
No.
spaghetti eyes.
Oh.
I don't want to work.
Let's see. Where am I? Da 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 da. Changing the music. Don't mind me. Okay. Captain Hargrave draws your attention, and he kind of pulls you aside under one of the large overhangs of some of the cargo, with the sort of tarps that are draped over it. And he gets your attention. And do you come over to him, Talia?
Cautiously, because this is suspicious.
Okay. I mean, you're standing out in the middle of open. Everyone can see you.
It's still suspicious.
Don't even worry. If things go weird, Connor's there to help out.
Oh
Okay.
no! Oh no, Nate! I could always just shank him.
Okay.
I know.
Tank, tank.
The backstabbing allowance.
So, you have made quite an impression upon myself and the rest of my crew. And it is for that reason that I'm going to be placing you as first mate. Basically, that means that you'll be in charge of all the goings on here, and you report to me.
Understood.
You can designate yourself as navigator as well. Basically, you stand behind the wheel and make sure we don't crash into anything. It's basically another illusion of control, since there's not really anywhere to go in the river except forward. Basically steers itself, and there's only one path, so. But it is important to make sure someone's in charge of it, just in case. I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but I'm actually doing this so that you'll have a good look at everything that's going on. The crew, the river, and anything ahead of us. You don't mind, do you?
Not at all.
You know, sorry, I need a sip of water.
I know, that voice sounds like it really does require sips of water.
Actually, this voice is very easy to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's quite relaxing, actually.
Hmm.
You know, a weaker captain that would have felt threatened by his authority would have had someone like you hidden below decks with an unnamed job, but it's far smarter to put you in a position of power. You see, it only makes sense to have someone like you up here with me, even doing the job without me, because I know that you and I are somewhat alike. He stares at you with a 1,000-yard stare that sees right through you. He's being very serious. You're not just a yes man that will tell me what I want to hear or do what I tell you just because I said so. You'll take care of my ship because it's your ship too. And because you know what's important. Not who's in charge or who says what, but the job, the ship, and its crew, and what it needs to do. Make it safely to its destination. He gives you a serious nod. What you did at the docks made an impression, and I'd be a fool to diminish that. You did more than show you're capable, you're willing to do whatever it takes to succeed. Even if it means throwing the captain overboard.
To be fair, I was not expecting my father to actually try to devour you. My apologies.
He smiles. You have to tell me about your father.
Given the fact that he's the world serpent.
He raises his eyebrows. Intriguing. So you're one of those demigods.
More or less.
Mind if I ask what you're doing roaming out here? You have any business to take care of?
Ask me no secrets, and I shall tell you no lie.
He unfolds his hands from behind his back and shows you his palms. Very well. I did not mean to pry. Fair enough. I will wash myself of your business, whatever it is. It's no concern of mine. This is simply destination hopping, I suppose, for you.
It is.
Very well. I'd expect nothing less. And just so you know, I didn't just pick you for this job because I think you'd be good at it. I can see that you know your way around a ship, but I know that you'll do a good job, not just because you're experienced, but because you expect me to do a good job too. Hold each other accountable, you see. We'll butt heads, I'm sure, but that just means we both care enough about the ship to make sure it sees it through. Steel against steel and all that.
True. And fair.
Very well. First order of business that I'd like to delegate you to is dealing with the rest of your companions. And he glances over at Connor and Joshua.
Connor just senses it and is just flipping them off.
Joshua joins in flipping off the captain.
What is that gesture that they're doing?
Oh, give me a minute. Joshua! Connor! Behave!
Yeah.
No!
It's just like those two kids that just refuse to behave.
Do not make me throw you overboard like I did the captain.
Looks like you've got those boys handled quite well. Good to know that I'm not the only one.
Well, given the fact that it's just me and Mike in a group of boys, then yes. Honestly.
Are you think we're being talked to behind our backs, Joshua?
Well,
Oh.
you're gonna have a hard time finding a second mate then. And, again, I would suggest someone that doesn't just take your instructions without hesitation. Instead, you should pick someone who will hesitate, but still follow you. You understand what I mean? You want someone watching your back that's not doing it just because you made them, but because they would anyways. You know, not a friend that you know well, but someone you're certain that you understand their motives and can use that. Someone that you recognize that no matter the circumstances, you know what their decision will be. There shouldn't be any question what you think their decision will be. You just need to focus them. You got somebody like that? Let's take my friend Jack, for example. Man of the people, but also a man of himself. You can always count on him to look out for number one when it matters, but do everything he can for everyone else with everything else that he has. He knows that he's not any good if he can't take care of himself, so he'll make sure he can do his best with everything that he's a part of. What I would do is give him a position of authority, like the bunkmaster or deckmaster. Make sure people's stuff is in order, not making a mess or lounging around. You should always give responsibility to people who don't want it, because those are the ones that understand it the most and are willing to do their best to uphold it. Also, giving him a high-ranking role puts him in the spotlight. Worst position for a criminal. But while he's unable to perform any sneaky deeds, he'll be making sure nobody else is as well. If he doesn't get to have any fun, nobody else does. Also, his skills will make sure that nobody else's bunks get fluffed with anything that they're not supposed to have.
Fair.
And, just one more thing. I'd put that noble beam boy in charge of the manifest. Routinely checking the inventory of the ship will keep him busy. And, again, give him the illusion of control. Bigwigs like that sort of thing. Not only does he have the skill set for it, but, you know, he likes to maintain efficiency and whatnot. And, as long as he's keeping busy, it'll keep him from finding a way to profit off this venture. Don't ask me why or how, but those managerial types always like to find a subtle way of profit off of anything they do.
Man, it's good to know that Connor's not the only one that's on his shit list.
Were they talking about Joshua?
No.
No, they're talking about whole gear.
I know this
And
is a big
Jack.
ask, but I think you would be the best one to delegate some sort of business for your friends, I suppose. Don't get too carried away, though. You still report to me.
Understood.
Basically, as long as we're adrift, you have free reign and only answer to me. Once this ship gets docked, I'll have to take responsibility for anything that happens. So, for your sake, I wouldn't let me down. And he gives you a slap on the back.
God damn, bro.
Okay, Talia. So, do you want to give some jobs to some people?
Yes, let's put some people to work.
Okay. So, Jack said he wanted to be in charge of navigation. Holger said he wanted to be in charge of the manifest.
You can put Connor on like Overwatch or something. He has pretty good perception.
Just one slight thing to remember. Considering that you all have sorry, let me restart that sentence. Because of Merida's help with her Slumberfoot, everyone is able to get a long rest in only a couple short hours. So there really isn't a need for a night or day crew. Basically, the entire crew will be able to maintain it with relative ease, with able to keep up with some rest and relaxation. Also, there is a general surplus of food and supplies, considering that the ship is still slightly understaffed. So there is also no need to worry on that front. But otherwise, feel free to approach this situation however you would like.
So we can mark our sheets down as long rests. Or...
Yeah, I mean, if you absolutely just want to immediately go take a nap, you can.
Yeah, I think I'll go and take a nap.
Okay.
Just find just...
Before Talia's even... Joshua gets on the ship and you're like, all right, nap time.
Exactly.
Connor's essentially a cat. He comes and goes as he pleases and sleeps almost wherever he feels like it.
I absolutely do want people to tell me when they're doing stuff, or just sort of generally whatnot. This will kind of be downtime activities while we're on this venture and whatnot, but you can basically do it any time of the day or night that you want. Specifically, I would like you to tell me when you want to take your rests and whatnot, because with the Slumberfoot's ability, I want to keep track of some things. That's it.
Well, for now, Connor's just gonna go and take like basically a quick power nap, and then go and assume like Overwatch or whatever position Talia gives him.
All right, Connor
Yeah,
takes a nap. What do you do, Talia? You have the floor.
Connor, once you're done taking your nap, head up to the crow's nest and be the lookout.
Hi, Captain. And he does like.
I'll join you. I need somewhere to test some things anyway.
Just don't blow it up, man. Remember last time?
Joshua, don't blow up the... You're allowed to join Connor, but whatever you do not blow up this ship.
I will only blow up a small part of it.
No.
Worst.
Don't blow it up wherever I'm at.
You are not allowed.
Just don't blow it up wherever I'm at, bro.
No, Joshua, you are not allowed to blow up the ship any. Like, at all.
You hear that, Joshua? No blowing stuff up.
I refuse to abide by that promise.
Joshua, I swear I will throw you overboard.
Don't do it, bro. We both know it.
I swear to God, my final moments will be fire-filled.
Whatever's left of you, I will kill.
Don't force me to throw you overboard.
Fine, I promise. If anything explodes, I'll fix it. How about that?
No, Joshua.
I love this
Oh,
negotiation process.
Connor's just sitting there, like, about to lay down and take his nap. And
But
he's
what
just
about a little bit of explosion?
Connor's just, like, fixing to take his nap. And he's like, come on, Joshua, I'm feeling tired, man. Finish your negotiations on blowing shit up.
I mean, you can go take a nap without him.
I know, that's what I do. I basically say that and then just drop on my rack and just sleep.
Okay.
Anything weird happens when I start falling asleep this time, or no?
Well, let's let Talia do her thing first.
Oh yeah, sorry about that, Talia.
Nah, you're good. Jack. Jackie.
Jackie
Jackie boy.
Robinson.
He's muted for some reason.
Okay, hold
Slippery
here.
Jack Mac.
Hey, what can I do for you?
I need you to be the bunk master. I want you to make sure that everyone's stuff is where they're supposed to be, and make sure no one is doing any sneaky, steely business. Even yourself.
Who's got anything worth stealing?
You never
My-
I
know.
mean, I need to know so I know where to keep track of it.
My?
You're the scuttlebutt master.
Hey, Mai's here. Hi, Mai.
Hi, Mai.
My.
Joshua and Talia are negotiating on things to blow up.
No,
Tune
we are
tonight,
not.
too.
What?
Joshua has made his way aboard vessel, and Captain Hardgrave has tasked Talia with first mate and designating each of you with a task to be in charge of on this venture.
Interesting. What does that have to do with blowing stuff up?
Joshua
thinking-
wants to experiment on some stuff, and Talia says no blowing anything up, and he's like, well, what about just a little bit? Is a little bit okay?
Just a little bit of blowing stuff up.
I can't
as a treat.
promise that I won't.
No.
God.
If a
Anything else
responsible
fun
adult
happening?
is with us.
That's pretty much it at this point.
Oh, interesting. Fun.
It's
Yeah.
just been
Define
taking a little bit
responsible
of time.
adult.
Oh my god, I could not. What? Sparrow?
Define. Oh.
All I said is that it was just taking a little time to get us here. The ship has become unmoored and is beginning to make its way through the last few checkpoints out of need. This very wet snow is coming down, just sort of splashing down into little bits and running off.
Whole gear.
Aye, Captain.
You're in charge of the manifest.
He gestures to the clipboard in his hands and the crates around him. What do you think I'm doing?
Don't get snippy with me, whole gear. I am just making sure. Thank you.
Yeah, he's got like magic paper that doesn't get wet and like a wand that writes so it's not ink powered. And he's just like already notating everything that exists.
I'm notating everything and keeping an eye out for any interesting marks.
Okay. I will say, Holger, if you want the actual manifest, they will give it to you and you can be in charge of it. And basically every day break and every nightfall and any point in between that you have free time, you should be rechecking and checking this list.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Okay.
And then on occasion, you'll find me on a break, like practicing my lyre by the ship's edge.
Okay.
Is whole gear bard now?
I've always been a bard, damn it.
Have?
Thought you were a warlock.
No,
People
He-
can be more than one thing.
He went to an actual school, so he has all sorts of learned education, and he also took a class where he learned an instrument.
Yeah.
Because that's
I
just
had
what
tutors.
Good for
He
him.
had tutors.
the rich kid over here. Just
I had no social life as a child. What of it?
Good for him and his education.
Yeah, real edumacation.
Okay.
He's real edumacated.
Mm-hmm. His education, keeping him educated.
All right. Let's allow Talia to finish her delegation of duties.
Sorry.
Mai said that she was most likely helping to cook in the kitchen, so I'll go down to the kitchen and tell Mai to continue what she's doing. Yeah. Keep up the good work.
Maya will just wave her hand, not looking at her, just watching what's happening.
Okay. Yeah. Maya's just getting like little pieces of like different bits of kind of mostly dried foods and whatnot, just sort of like cutting it up and separating it out into like these manageable sections. It's kind of like cutting off chunks of different like. What did you say?
She just slices potatoes like a fucking ninja. Casually.
Yeah, there absolutely is like a bunch of, dried meats and, manageable fruits and vegetables and whatnot. But most of the supplies on the ship that will be the continuing substance or sustenance for the rest of this journey are just these big chunks of just like nutritional cubes that are just, cubed off into smaller cubes and then distributed. And there's like, here's the green cube that's like your vegetables, and here's the red cube that's like your meat, and here's the gray cube that's your carbohydrates. And all this time while you're like working and stuff in the background, Armold is sort of hovering over your shoulders and giving you instructions like, and it's like, no, not this, like that. Yes, I like the character so much that I brought Armold as the chef for the boat.
Arnold?
Who that is?
Armold.
Hey,
Really?
Arnold.
The sandwich guy.
Yeah.
The motherfucking sandwich guy.
Yes.
Oh.
You brought him along.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, he was a last minute
Edition.
a last minute NPC that I just made up on the spot. But yes, Arnold Krusno, the Onkeg, is the chef of the ship.
Oh, I'm definitely brushing up my onkeg with him on my lunch break.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he could teach you a little bit if you want to practice with him.
I think Mai would be like translating for him. She can't speak, but she knows what he's saying.
Right.
Oh no, I can speak it.
No,
Can
but
you
I'm saying-
really?
You can.
I have the spells.
Oh, okay. All right. Anywho.
Yeah, no, Mai just can understand and then translate.
Continue, Tali.
Well, I've already.
Did you give Connor a job?
I
Yeah,
am lookout.
Joshua's job. I wasn't
Yeah,
listening.
They're both just they're both designated to the crow's nest. Just stay out of trouble. Just stay as far away from the ship as possible. That's your job.
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Are you a responsible adult to blow stuff up with?
This feels like
mean-
the start of a Titanic movie.
God, no.
I mean,
Uh, After a while, Merida kind of jogs up to you and she wipes some sweat from her brow. And she's got a lot of loose hair that are coming out of her braid that she's got. And she's got her jacket like tied around her waist. So, anything for me?
Let's see. Joshua and Connor are gonna be up in the crow's nest doing lookout. Mai's in the kitchen. Holger is doing the manifest, and Jack is the bunk master. So, I can't quite think of anything as of right now. But if I do think of something, I shall let you know.
Alright. I don't mind putting myself to any sort of, job that you put me in, even if it's just, keeping the decks swabbed, or I've never been on a boat before. But yeah, whatever you need, I'm here for you.
Okay, technical.
Do you think Hogia would need any help going through the manifest? Just because, he'd probably be, holding the list and I could help him sort through boxes or whatnot or something. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's no big deal. I don't know, just throwing it out there.
I kind of had a feeling that was. I had a feeling.
Feeling about what?
He's suspicious as hell.
You like him, don't you?
You're really funny.
Am I?
I mean, I think he's nice. I mean,
She raises her eyebrow as in like a really.
I mean, he is pretty cute, isn't he?
Not exactly my type, given the fact that he has to do with politics and all. But
Well, that is a bit of good news for me because I don't know if I think I would be able to stand up against you. You don't have to do any favors for me though. Forget I asked. That was weird. I'm sorry.
go ahead. Just don't be too weird around him. Have fun.
I'm fine.
I walk away.
You've completely flustered her, and she's like, She just kind of goes down below deck to dry herself off.
Oh, she's gonna be a fun one.
Okay. Is there anything else anyone would want us to do at the moment?
Joshua would like to begin research and experimentation with his secret project.
Okay.
No blowing stuff up. I swear to God, if you blow something up, I'm throwing you off the ship.
Did you say that you wanted to take a nap?
No, straight into experimentation.
Okay, yeah, you climb up the mast and begin looking out. Okay, yeah, you get like a backpack full of stuff. And do you sneak up there? Do you avoid Talia as you go up there?
No, I look directly in her eyes the whole time.
Can Connor start getting up from his nap and be like, "Hey, Talia, have you seen Joshua?"
I point directly up to the crow's nest.
You can see mystical effects happening.
And Connor's like, "Ooh."
I don't know what happened, but something happened to your mic, Connor.
Oh, Connor's just like, "Ooh."
Oh, there it is.
Ah.
No, I'm gonna go straight to the to Captain, to the captain, and I'm gonna be like, just so you know, just so you know, Joshua's gonna be up in the crow's nest doing experimental stuff. If he does accidentally blow something up and it damages the ship, I will throw him overboard just to give him a lesson.
He's just got his hands on his hips, bending slightly backwards as he's watching Joshua struggle to get up to the crow's nest with this bag of stuff. And he just turns his gaze to look up at you, and then just slowly turns and walks away.
Can Connor start climbing up as well now?
Okay, yeah, sure. Oh wait, were you not going to take a nap, Connor? You needed a rest, right?
Yeah, I took a rest and I said I will.
Okay, that would have taken. Are you taking a short rest or a long rest?
Well, I was planning on taking a long rest.
Okay, a long rest will take 2 hours.
Oh, all right.
So if you wanted to settle down for a big old nap, you could. But Joshua wanted to go straight to crafting real quick.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Okay. Joshua, go ahead and roll me. What are you crafting?
Another one. One we talked about in DMs.
Okay, there was two things that you wanted to make. Which was it?
Send it to you through DMs. I kind of want this to
Yeah,
be a
yeah.
surprise when I first use it.
We can refer to them as number 1 and number 2. Or did you
Right.
want to modify the equipment first?
Oh, you're correct.
I mean, you could easily just modify the equipment first.
All right, you
So-
know what? I'll modify the equipment first, and
Okay,
then
yeah, you're just getting warmed up. You're getting your tools out, your whatnot. Okay, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
All right, hold up. Where's my D20? Oh shit! Where's my D20?
I know.
Oh no! Found it.
Okay.
It was in a sock.
Why in the heck was your D20 in a sock?
Because, you need you gotta kill those house flies. With the D20 in the sock,
Okay, first of all, it was
that
more.
on your wall.
Either way, gotta.
You gotta...
21.
Okay, yeah. And I will say with that, you don't expend any crafting supplies. You can just do that. Okay. Let's go through like 5 more real quick. Okay. You can go ahead and this one would probably just for researching at the moment. Just roll an Arcana check.
Right. Alright, that's like a 19.
Okay.
15
Yeah,
plus
you're generally starting to understand the process, and it might take you a couple tries to get it. So let's go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check.
Alrighty. That's a 17.
Okay. You think you know what you're doing, and you start to craft it, and you're not certain how long it will last and what it will hold, but you think you have a good design going. You think if you maybe craft a couple more of these and spend some more time doing it, you will absolutely master it. I will say, if you want to expend 5 crafting supplies, you can have a solid 1 that will do exactly what you intend. Like you've gone
Alright,
through
I'd
a
like to
couple
do that.
tries. Okay. And with that, let's cut over to some other people for now, if you don't mind. Just because that
Not
will
at all.
probably take a little bit. Looking at my... Oh dear. Okay. Connor. So,
Yes.
I have a small little scene for you. As you are
Ooh.
laying down, the Slumberfoot is, making its way up and down the hallways and sort of finding a spot where just sort of kind of almost suddenly, but also peacefully collapses to the floor and just sort of takes a quick little nap. And it really does fill this space with a very, not necessarily, what's the word I'm looking for?
Avoid.
It's peaceful down here, but not in an uncomfortable way. It's sort of like that feeling that you have when it is nighttime, even though it's during the day, where you sort of feel like you could just sort of lay down and, get some rest, so to speak.
Alright, I see what you mean.
Let's see. But as you are settling down to have this sort of rest, you can't seem to fall asleep. There's this sort of unsettling feeling that's just sort of pinging the back of your mind, keeping you awake. And you know, kind of toss and turn for a little bit. It almost feels like a restless night. After only a few minutes, you feel like you've been laying in bed for several hours, unable to fall asleep, and you kind of get that uncomfortable feeling. And then another feeling begins to wash over you. You suddenly have this overwhelming sense of unease. Your normal lighthearted nature suddenly dwindles, and you feel this sense of almost seriousness that approaches and takes over when there's an urgency that happens and you have to not necessarily drop the dumb act, but actually take stock of the situation and work, if that makes sense. And
basically, I kind of drop my happy-go-lucky and put on my work face.
yeah, this sense of concern only begins to rise, and you feel like you should say or do something, like there's something that needs to happen that is sort of keeping you from being able to relax and sleep. You look out the window and you can see that the boat is quickly traveling up the river, and you can't change the feeling that this isn't right. You look, and rather in your soul you recognize something. Something is not amiss, but is definitively wrong. As the ship is moving down the path, approaching the exit, and is about to leave Need, it's as if there's almost this invisible barrier along the edge of town as the Delta Dawn powers forward down the river towards this invisible barrier. It wells up inside you and becomes more concerning. You wonder if you should, scream or jump out the window, run upstairs. And before you can even decide, it passes through. Like there's nothing wrong, but you feel like something should have happened, or did happen, or has happened once before. You feel a cold, unearthly feeling. Like you've been here before, but not you as you are now, but another one. Like all those times that you've reached out and felt the other Connors, when you looked through their eyes, sifted through their memories, and stole whatever part of their soul you felt you need, someone now looks at you. And that terrifying revelation causes a deep set of unease to grip your entire essence. Your muscles stiffen and your skin chills to a disgusting feeling as you are aware of every wrinkle and bead of sweat that moves across your body. All those eyes turn to you, as if also making this realization. Every other Connor, unwittingly going through their lives, all stop and turn to look at you, the one Connor, sentient and aware of your infinite existence. Now you are being called upon by every other Connor, asking you a question, wanting to see if you know something that they need. This question is unspoken. Its lack of existence is mind-numbing, to the point where you want to scream in existential terror for them to just ask already so that you can at least attempt an answer, but you can't, because you're frozen in time and space, and wonder if this is what it is like before the other versions of you were turned to statues and removed from existence. Because behind you is another Connor. You don't know how you know, but just outside your realm of understanding and physical perception, you feel him there, standing only a few feet behind you, in your world, visiting from outside his own reality. A figure stands there. You try to stay calm. You try to play it cool. And when this figure starts to question if you're aware he's there, he begins to move. He takes a slow step closer. The hairs on your neck stand on end as he begins to reach for you. His hand reaches upwards. Outstretched fingers come to touch you, and when he does, you know you'll forget. You can't bear to stand that again. A firm hand slaps on your shoulder, and you knock yourself to the floor. Sorry about that. An orcish man looks down at you from the floor. He offers you a free hand and a smile. I didn't mean to startle you there. Enjoying the view?
Can I look behind him to see if the me that was there is behind him?
You look about the space, and up and down the hallway of the cabins, you don't see anybody else.
I take his hand and is like, I think I just might need some air. I'm gonna head up to the main deck real quick.
My name's Arlo, by the way. Before you go, by the way, do you know anyone that's looking for a magical sword, looking to trade this one out?
I'm looking for a magical sword. What kind is it?
And he kind of slowly pulls out from behind his back this leather-bound curved sword in its sheath. It looks like a khopesh, which is kind of like a question mark curved sword, but you can see that it's tightly bound. Like it's got this leather sheath that is thick, and then in addition to that, it's got these ropes and rags and whatever he could imagine wrapped around it. And he says, it's just a little bit too much for me, but I don't know, you seem like a venturer that kind of deals with some of this fancy stuff. I'm just looking for something simple. I was told I should get a magic weapon on this journey, but I think just a normal one might do me.
I just got a regular rapier.
Yeah, that'll do me. He's very much a strength-based person, and a rapier would not do him any good, but he seems adamant on trading the sword away.
I take the sword and
all right, cool. Thanks. See ya. He takes the rapier and just sort of saunters off.
So I just remove rapier and add, what do I add to my inventory now?
Go ahead and add a scimitar +3 to your inventory.
And then we'll figure out what the curse is later.
Scimitar +3, goddamn.
This is a weapon you do not have to attune to.
Okay, so I'm gonna make my way up to the main deck, and can I do like a perception, arcana, or some kind of check to figure out like what kind of changes or disturbances that occurred?
You want to make like an insight check?
Yeah, like whatever kind of check you think is appropriate to figure out what kind of changes or alterations that happened when I went through that barrier.
Okay. Make an
Insight
insight check. Yeah.
28.
You feel a little shaken, but, you know, you look over yourself. It doesn't seem any different, you know. You weren't touched by that thing, you know. You were saved by Arlo, and you know, quickly make yourself above deck, which does give you a sense of comfort that makes you feel like you're moving away from whatever that non-threat was. But, you know, you can't shake the feeling that something weird happened, or could have happened, or might still happen. But you are still yourself. It's just, you're just unsettled.
I'm just gonna keep that to myself. I'm not gonna really share it with anyone.
Okay.
I'm gonna climb up to the, I'm gonna just climb up to the top of the crow's nest and just chill with Joshua and be like, "Hey,
Okay.
Joshua."
What does Connor see when he goes up there, Joshua? Is nobody else here? Is it just you and me?
No, I'm still here.
I'm sorry, I was muted.
Oh, okay.
I got a magic sword now. Whoopee.
So Joshua, what does Connor see when he starts climbing up? Do you hide anything?
No.
Okay.
Sees Joshua surrounded by a bunch of magical energy, hunched over enchanter's tools, swearing up a storm, parts of his hair somehow singed.
What does it look like, the individual items you make? In my mind, it was like a glass jar or something, but that may not make any sense, especially for the type 2 product. Is it just like a stone with like a special enchantment on it? It's like a scroll or something?
Actually, I was thinking of a metal cube.
Ooh, fun.
One that can fit in my palm, like a Rubik's Cube.
Okay. Wait.
And runes carved into it that, like, leak magical energy.
Wait a second.
What?
I have a visual for this.
No way!
Is it the Millennium Puzzle?
Does it perchance look anything like this? That's the wrong thing. That does not work.
At all.
Why did this not work? Alright, that didn't work. Alright, let me just download the image. Goodness, this is a lot of extra work. There. Does it look like that?
I was eating a piece of chip. Yes, that exact.
Do you know what that
Oh,
is?
No,
Okay.
but exactly how I was imagining it.
Cool. That's what I was thinking too.
Where's it from?
That is the Nuva Cube from Bionicle. It's just got the different symbols on it representing the different elements. It's a six-sided cube. Anywho.
Hell yeah.
Go back to whatever you were going to discuss. I'm just going to go top my water off real quick. I'll be right back.
So what's up, Connor?
Oh, not much. Had a weird dream. Got a magic sword. Check it out. And I show him the confess chat. I'm going to butcher the name every time. I'm going to warn y'all here and now. If I offend anybody, sorry. Just bear with me. I never had to say the word out loud. I show him the confess.
I don't
that
know
was
if
given.
this is an easier name to pronounce, but it's called the Toxist.
Toxis sounds a lot easier for me to say. I'm going to be very honest.
Okay.
I showed him the Toxis sword that I was given. It was like, it's apparently a magical blade. Guy was really eager to get rid of it, though. Ah, shit, I shouldn't have...
This is a magical blade.
Everybody else got magical weapons and blades and all that, so I'm sorry if I got a little desperate. Yay.
Sorry, bro.
That's fine. So, what are you gonna blow up first?
Not blowing up anything. That was just to mess with Talia. Second of all, that's only until later do I blow stuff up. Third of all, it's a super secret project you're not allowed to know about.
What? There's a project that you don't tell me about? I thought we were bros.
It's like they always say, project before the project. I think.
Who says that? Who says that?
Whatever god you believe in.
I don't believe in a god.
Fine, whatever authority person you know the most about.
You mean aside from the version of me that basically turned me into stone and I'm being used as a puppet for?
Bro. Either way, it's going to be super fucking cool when I finish it.
Well, why can't I help you finish it?
Alright, tell me the first step in creating a magical device.
First, you get the item that you're trying to make into a magic device.
He's not
Actually,
wrong.
can I do like an arcana check or something?
What are you trying to determine? Like how to see if you know
make
how
a
to
magic
enchant
device.
something?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Make an arcana check.
Okay. 6. I know absolutely nothing.
No. Fortunately not.
Damn it.
Not one lick.
First you get a magical item. Or the
And then
item
you
where can
enchant
put the
it.
magic- and then, yeah, then you basically punch it until it's enchanted.
You're very bad at mysticism, Connor.
I do mysticism. I don't make mysticism.
Just sprinkle some magic on that.
I'm a bard, bro. Right? I do nothing but
Doesn't make
sprinkle
you
magic.
good at magic.
I didn't say it made me good at
Alright.
magic. I just do it naturally, bro. I just don't really think it over all that much.
Alright, if you really want to help me, then I require a sandwich. No more than 3 inches across and 2 inches wide, with extra tomato, mayonnaise, and 1 slice of beef, 1 slice of pork, half a slice of chicken.
Okay,
I
alright,
think
alright.
I think I had a sandwich that I brought from the shop that I was told to go to. I was like, will this do?
Close enough. And Joshua takes it.
I just had that random sandwich in my pocket for God knows how long. I don't tell
It was
Joshua,
one
man.
of the sandwiches that you bought from Cruisino earlier.
Yeah, but I don't tell him how long I had that in my pocket. It just got smashed and beaten all to hell because of that hazing ritual.
I
Okay.
found that hazing ritual to be very dishonest.
Imagine how I felt like on my ass handed to me when I was enlarged.
Captain is mean.
Yeah, that's why I flip him off every chance I get.
So Connor, do you want to talk about this dream?
I don't know, man. You Okay, so you know how like when we go to a different realm, I take over that Connor that's in that realm,
Yes.
or like draw the information from the other riders, Connors in that realm to me if I need information.
Yes, I do. Do
Well,
know
instead,
that.
it was reversed, where all of them were looking squarely at me.
Oh, well, that does sound frightening.
And I mean,
Possible
like
you're having.
every.
Is it possible you're having guilt issues about taking over another being's entire life?
What? No. Why would I ever feel bad for that? That's what every Connor is supposed to do. My job is to go around, live how I feel I should live, and then go to the next plane of existence. Why should I feel guilty?
Okay, but how do you think that makes other Connors feel? Do you like
Literally.
that happening to you?
I never had it happen to me.
Well, maybe that's why they're super pissed about it. Seems a bit unfair.
Did they seem pissed at me for? Did the Connor seem pissed, or was it just the unanswered question that I don't know?
Make another insight check.
Can I have that with advantage because it's with myself, or no?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay, fair enough. I got a 22.
For 22, what was your specific question that you're trying to determine?
Like, were they angry, or is it just like
No,
whenever I
it was
tried-
more like it was more of the realization that you seem to be the only Connor that is self-aware. You know, every other Connor is just living out their normal Connor life and isn't aware that there are, you know, other universes or that there are other Connors. You seem to be the only one that is able to, you know, world hop. You're the only consistent personality that, you know, is aware of the rest of the party. And in that one brief moment, you are aware of that fact, and it's almost as if they all turn and recognize you. But then they go back. But it's just sort of that weird moment where it happened. And also, there's this sneaking suspicion that you think that there might be another Connor in this world, which is also terrifying because of the fact that usually when you hop worlds, you are just sort of transplanting your, you know, your mind into the next physical form of whatever Connor is present in this reality, because there always is one. But that means that you can't physically move through other dimensions, because there's always just one, and that's always very carefully controlled. So the fact that there is one here and they also aren't here is concerning. They're both
Nah,
here
man.
and not here.
No, man, they weren't angry at me. They don't realize that I'm there, man. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's just some weird, like, existential crisis, because, you know, like I said, I discovered I was a puppet for a larger being that nobody seems to not have any worldly idea of what it is.
Well, I mean, you could just get a higher god in the hierarchy, I suppose.
I doubt any god would want to talk to me.
Well, that's just putting yourself down for no reason.
I mean, it's like, my whole existence is basically fucked to God's rules, pretty much. That's basically my existence right now. Besides, godly things kind of tully this area, and I don't want to step into that area. Because if she's like the benchmark of divine lifestyle, I don't want any part of it.
Or you could get the wish spell. Here, that's the rage all these days.
I don't know, the wish kind of sounds like it's overhyped sometimes, you know? Like, ooh, I got a world-bending power, but I gotta have this, and this restriction on it.
Well, I mean, if you really want true freedom, you kinda need a wish. Or something.
Oh, my
Something
dear
to
sweet.
outrank Kitang.
Oh, my dear
Power.
sweet, my dear sweet and naive friend Joshua. There's no such thing as true freedom. There will always be someone above you, superior, and greater. The idea of there being true freedom is just a fool's errand to achieve that will just ultimately waste life and energy to things that kind of benefited the society you are with rather than, you know, a selfish one for personal freedom.
A very negative bitch today. What have you been eating?
I've been eating a lot of mushrooms.
That's why you had the bad dream.
I find it
you
very
in
funny
your
that
dream is you. The mushrooms are the Connors. The end.
I find it very funny that the only way to really escape getting further questioned is kind of just says, "Yeah, I just ate a lot of mushrooms." I find that kind of funny.
You were going too deep, and he didn't want to be a part of that conversation.
I'll just pull the "I'm on shrooms" bit so nobody questions my sanity any further. I'm just high.
How's it coming on the mystery project? Oh wait, I can call it Joshua's cube. No wait, what's a synonym for cube?
Box.
Oh.
Try well.
I mean, like I said, you've spent 5 supplies to make 1. So.
Means I got 5 left.
But yeah, you could make 5 more.
I shall name the cube Joshua's hexahedron. I'm gonna make 5 more.
Okay.
Hexahedron.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check. And the DC will be lowered because you have the recipe, basically.
Alrighty.
You're not inventing anymore, you're just making them.
Since I'm
Alright,
making
you
that
won't believe this, but I got a 7.
You make 1 copy, and then you realize you just sort of made the shape, and it doesn't seem to be magical. It seems to be inert. How many spell slots do you have? What's your highest spell slot?
Oh shit.
Do you not have any spell slots?
I forgot to add them when I became a fucking warlock. Shit.
Oh, okay.
Get armor.
If you're at first level, I think you should have access to cantrips and first level spells.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
I'm
should
a
have.
warlock level 2.
When did you become level 2? Oh, right.
I don't know how spell casting classes work.
I'm so
I don't
new.
I don't
I'm stupid, man.
I don't use character sheets. I don't play ever.
Sparrow, do you need some assistance with spellcasting?
When you're a second level warlock, what spell slots do you have access to?
You still have first level spell slots.
Okay, thank you. So
just
you
the 2.
Any first level spell slots?
you think that this can hold a first level spell slot, and that's it. The first one that you made seems like it could hold anything, but it would be pushing it the higher level that you have. That basically whatever the first one that you made, the prototype, it's all there, but you don't necessarily want to test it, because if it breaks, then that's it, and you'll have to invent the recipe again. So this first one that you make, it can hold first. It can take first level spell slots, but it can only hold. One.
Seriously.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's the unfortunate thing, because your design was to make it so that it would be able to hold more than that, but unfortunately with the recipe that you have, it seems like you can make more of these, but they're only going to be able to hold one spell slot each, and the only thing that you have understanding and access to at the moment is first level slots. So if you want to hold off and, wait until you have better understanding of higher level spells or understanding of holding more slots, you could research that more or at a later time. Up to you.
Well, I think I'll keep my little cube.
Okay. You got the one prototype, and then you got the one that's good for one first level slot. I'm not sure how you want to keep track of those, but I trust that you will.
I'll just add them to my inventory.
Okay. Let's cut back over to some other people. Yes, go, Holger.
If you want to have me roll some, investigation checks to see if I can find any decent marks.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, since you're doing the manifest, go ahead and if you want to use investigation to do that, you absolutely may.
12.
Okay. Just sort of generally going through, you don't see anything that's, weird or amiss. There's, there's the main cargo that's being transported that is not ship supplies are these large crates that are mostly on the deck, and they are labeled different things. It's a lot of very basic produce, mostly corn, but there are some other things like tubers and whatnot, carrots and potatoes, that sort of thing, stuff that can travel and whatnot.
Gotcha. Hearty foodstuffs.
Yes, that's the main cargo that's being transported. Amongst the other ship supplies and whatnot, you don't see really anything weird or abnormal, out of place. You're not necessarily proficient in understanding all that stuff and whatnot. But one thing does poke out amongst the specific food or blankets and whatnot, and then you get to the more industrial supplies like wood and nails and rope and whatnot, and you see that there are several barrels full of something labeled mycelic compound.
I feel like Holger would know what mycelium is, but I don't know if you want me to roll for that.
Go ahead and roll for it, and I'll allow you to roll whatever check you think is related. Probably a history of some kind. Or nature.
I rolled an 8 for history.
Okay. You understand that mycelium is something to do with fungal matter?
It's just mushrooms as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. you're not really sure what it means that it's in a compound and what that has to do with what seems to be boat parts. But as you're sort of going through this process, you see Merida coming down, and she is like still sopping wet, and is like trying to wring out her clothes a little bit, and is like shaking out her jacket. It's like, I knew I should have taken this inside. It's never gonna dry out now. And she just kind of moves past you.
Is she approaching to interact, or is she trying to play it cool and walk past me?
She looks like she... Make an insight check.
Is she deceiving me in any way?
Yes.
In that case, I have disadvantage.
Oh. Okay. Well, don't take disadvantage then.
I got a dirty 20 then.
Okay. It looks like she came down. Like, this is definitely not, the crew's quarters. She shouldn't just be wandering around down here. But when she sees you, she just is kind of acting like, oh man, what a day, and kind of is just sort of now circling him back to go towards, like, back up the stairs, basically.
If she's just doing like a roundabout, then I'll point her to the crate of blankets and tell her to get warm.
I mean, I was sanctioned a blanket already. I just need to head back to my bunk. So I'll see you later. Thanks, though. I'll know where to come get more if someone asks me.
Oh, right then.
She just kind of gives you a nod and wipes the hair out of her brow, which is difficult because she's got like these little horns coming out of her forehead, and as she's going up the stairs, she kind of stops and undoes her hair and just kind of lets it dangle and throws it out of her face. I'll have to dry this by hand. And she goes back up the stairs.
Okay. I will let her go.
Man.
Yeah, I'll...
Dumb as a brick.
Well, excuse the that wasn't exactly an invitation. He was like, yes, I'm wet.
No.
Walk in a circle. I'm wet over here now.
You women.
That wasn't it at all. Anyhow, you go back to your fascinating job of notating things. Okay.
Double checking for smuggling, and then I'll just chill over in the rec area, practice my lyre.
Okay. Do you want to go back on the main deck where it's snowing? Or did you want to hang out down below decks where like the bunks are and people are trying to sleep? I will say that the rain has lessened because now we're kind of in the shadow of the mountain where there's a bunch of trees kind of blocking the main weather, so it's not as bad, but it's still chilly out there.
I'll be on the main deck.
Okay.
Preferably under some cover, sort of like you know how the captain in my mental image, like the captain's cabin has like some side overhang, like where
sure, you can find that something.
The observation deck outstretches over top a little bit.
Okay. Is this where Talia is? Just like behind the wheel?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, does anyone else have anything that they wanted to do? It's just kind of open at the moment.
Joshua was gonna work on his second super secret project.
Okay. So the number one, the different project?
Correct.
Okay. Go ahead and make let's start with another Arcana check just to start researching it, and then we'll see if you can make it.
Man, my dice are all over the place. I rolled a 14.
Okay. You understand the basic principles of this. It's the actual trying to make it happen that's going to be the difficult part. So go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
What is that? 6?
6 sleight of hand?
No, that's without modifiers.
Oh, gotcha.
Wait, is that not? Motherfucker, I can't tell the difference. That is a 9.
Okay.
Plus 4.
You start to cobble something together, and it kind of starts falling apart on you before you're able to get it together. So you do waste that that crafting one crafting supply, but you do know what you did wrong, and so you'll learn from that. The DC will be lower. Go ahead. Sleight of hand check again.
So I have 49 left.
Alright. Don't lower the stakes for everyone else.
I rolled an 18.
Okay. You do manage to get it together. I will say, again, this is the prototype, so you want to hold on to this one. And you know, in case of emergencies, I suppose you could do it. But yes, you do know the recipe now, I will say. This is still a moderate difficulty crafting, but not too terribly dangerous or expensive.
Nice.
And I'll say that you can make them in batches of 10 if you want.
Ooh.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me another sleight of hand check to make 10.
It's a 9 plus 4 again.
So 13. Okay, I will say that you make 10, but then you realize after the last one, you're like, oh shoot, there's a slight leak, and so you have to go back and patch them. And I would say these ones will be lessened, so their effect will be halved. So you make 10 lesser ones, because you can make lesser, moderate, and then supercharged versions. Because moderate was what you were going for, and these are just lessened ones, so that's not too bad. Oh, that's pretty. I like that.
Thank you. It took me a 2-second Google search.
Hey, Sparrow, quick question.
Yes.
While Joshua was doing his experiments, can I try figuring out like what's the deal with my sword? Like why the dude was like really eager to
Are you still up here with Joshua, or have you gone back down?
I've gone back down. I'm trying
Okay.
to find the guy just to be like, hey man, why you were so eager like dropping on me? It's a magic sword. These things are expensive as hell.
Oh, do you want to look around for Arlo?
Yeah, maybe look for Arlo and maybe try looking at my new sword and figure out like what its deal is.
Okay. I mean, do you wanna open it?
Yeah, I'm gonna open it. But
Okay. Where are you opening this?
I am going to find a very isolated area, probably at the most forward end of the ship, you know, where if like some weird, crazy shit happens, at worst time, I'm probably going to be affected. And if it,
Okay. Are you going to be are you going to be on the main deck?
Yeah,
Or
on the main,
are you gonna
like,
be
on the main deck, like at the most forward end, so it's like minimize damage if something happens.
Okay, Talia, you see Connor making his way across the deck with a very tightly bound weapon making his way to the front of the vessel. Oh, and I
And
guess
he's just
Soldier,
trying
you're
to
probably
do,
there
like-
too.
And you ever see, you know, in Emperor's New Groove, how Kronk was like trying to be on Mission Impossible? This is
Okay.
like Connor's poor attempt at being stealthy.
Okay. Oh, I mean, did you want to try and sneak over there, or are you just going over there? Okay.
I'm just going over. I'm just being
Yeah.
weird.
Anybody's on the deck can see you. You start to undo the different straps and ropes, undoing it until you reveal what seems to be a very beautiful yet simple, just sort of deep brown bronze with this sort of black leather hilt on it. And when you release the final straps, you hear a voice that says, "Oh, finally! You gonna use me or what?"
Oh god. Is this one of those murder swords I've heard about?
Murder swords? No. Have you never used a magic sword before?
Honestly, I've never been in a dimension long
What
enough
is
to have a chance
with
to-
you? I mean, come on.
Is this the sword of Libby's
Snappy.
space princess?
It is a
Let's-
toxic sword.
Stop.
It is.
Oh my
Worst
god.
pun ever.
The
Why?
Like,
Magic-
seriously.
like a
If
green
you don't know how to use me, probably I'm gonna be real peeved.
I think I know how to use you properly. Is that good or?
I mean, you better. All right. I'm not gonna handle you mistreating me. All right. You think I'll just let you just sort of like wheel me around, whatever, and just kind of whatever happens happens? No,
I
that's
mean,
not
you
how
have
we do
sword.
things here.
This is like the sword's less toxic and more knows what it wants and it gets what it wants.
I kind of just trying to figure out what the fuck do I do. I never been in a relationship like this before.
The sword will
God.
specifically call out the faults and infirmities of the user and anyone nearby.
Damn it. What do I do then?
Look,
So is this-
I'll just stay a sword and hold up my end of the bargain and hurt stuff good. You just make sure that you can actually use me, okay?
I think I know how to use a sword. I'm a magic caster.
Sort of a Cartoon Network teenager.
I was gonna say sword of lumpy space.
I literally said that. I said, "Is this the Lord of Lumpy Space Princess?" What the fuck?
And as you pull the sword out of the sheath, you can see that the edge of its blade seems to have this slick, constant moving coating that drips down towards the hilt. But the way that it's designed, it will actually collect at the hilt and then sort of flows back down into the guard where your handle is and seems to flow back up inside of itself again.
Like
I'm
a
gonna-
lava lamp?
I'm gonna yell, Talia! Talia! I kinda
Oh,
sheath the
what? You
sword.
can't handle me by yourself? Yeah, you haven't
That-
called for a friend
I just see
already?
the sword. I just see this sheath the sword to see if it shuts up.
The voice is muffled, but without all of the gags and restraints on it, it is still barely like you can hear it be like, "Oh, really? You can't hold a conversation with me?"
Talia! Damn it.
Yeah, it's just muttering inside the sheath now.
Talia! I just yell for Talia. I'm just yelling, Talia!
You know where she is. She's at the.
And I'm just running over and being like, Talia, I got screwed over. Or I think I got screwed over. I don't know. I got a magic sword, but I unsheathed it a little bit so that way some of it's out of the blade is out of the sheath.
Oh, look at you. Are you any good?
Are you any good?
Why
know.
did I get?
I'm very bad at smack talk. I'm sorry.
Okay, this is a little more than bad.
Wait,
No.
the sword just sees Talia and says, "Are you any good?"
Well, I mean, apparently he had to come to a sword expert, apparently.
Wait. Can Mike's gonna come up with like mugs of like nice hot like soup
Alright, sure.
made? And I'm just stumbling upon this fucking interaction. Just
Well, you're a magic creep. Hey, Mike,
Oh,
you're a
yeah.
magic person, right?
Sword.
uh
Hey, you're magic. Deal with this.
I just need your help. I don't.
what?
Is this normal for magic swords to be talking like this? And I
Wow,
just
you
punch
need
through the
help?
door?
You really can't handle this by yourself. It's just one sword. You can't handle one sword by yourself.
No, not really.
To be fair, Connor's also not allowed to play with matches or butter knives, so
Wait, I thought I was allowed to play with butter knives.
not anymore.
Oh,
Yeah,
but his
but-
flaming friend is allowed to make bombs?
Who's making bombs?
Nobody.
Come on.
What?
Nobody.
You can't.
I can't believe you don't even know what's going on. Are you not paying attention?
Who, me?
I swear to God, I'm going to kill this sword in battle.
She looks down at
I'm
the
gonna-
sword. Are you talking to me?
I'm gonna kill Arlo.
I came up with the idea for this sword at midnight. I woke up in a cold sweat after this session. I was like, I have a brilliant idea. They want a magic sword? I'll give them a magic sword.
Still worth it.
Again, is the sword talking to Mai? Because Mai's confused.
Oh, what? You can't even hold a conversation with an inanimate object? I'm sorry for assuming. I guess
You're
your
a
lower
bitch.
life forms are only able to make food and that's about it? Sorry, you
Connor,
can't do
your
more
sword's
than two things at once?
Connor, your sword's a bitch.
I don't know what to
Takes
say.
one to know one, biatch.
Connor, I'm gonna throw your sword in the ocean.
Not until I get a,
You no longer have to deal with it.
not until I get a replacement. I'm not running around this ship without a sword. Besides, I never got a magic sword before, so I'm trying to figure out what the hell to do.
So your first instinct was to get a magic sword that's a bitch? That's mean to us?
Honestly, I was
didn't
conned
do
into
anything
it.
to the sword, and it's just mean to me.
Hey,
I
unlike
was
you,
kind
I'm
of
actually
into
useful, alright?
Whoa.
Oh shit!
Old Gear's here too now. He's like, no, not that one.
I'm just imagining
Joshua
some guy
walks
comes.
up.
Everyone's here now.
I'm just
Joshua
like,
walks
just
Connor, you have
Is
about
that-
5 seconds to get that sword the fuck away from me before I break it.
I'm just like, oh shit. I just see it real quick and just run off somewhere.
Why do you need Connor to take me away? You don't have your own legs to take care of yourself?
Oh god.
I'm wanted here, unlike you. Fucking-
Well,
Who are you talking to, guys?
it wasn't like that before you showed up. Who makes you think you wanted you to be here?
What?
Entitled much? Come on.
Connor just has his sword completely unsheathed, not knowing what to do. He is like, do I sheathe it? Do I wrap it up again? What the fuck do I do?
Connor,
Okay.
I'm going to throw your sword in the ocean.
Not until you get a
She
new
just
sword.
goes to grab for your sword.
I put it out of her reach and be like, not until I get a new sword or my old sword back. Where's Arlo? I'm gonna stab him with this. I'm going for Arlo. I'm gonna kill him with it.
At that point, Arlo peeks his head up from below and just slowly goes back down.
I point and yell, you! Get back here, and I chase after him.
No take backsies.
Oh, take back to my ass. I'm gonna kill you and then throw the sword in the ocean.
No, please. It was fair trade.
Fair trade my ass.
There
I'm just
seems to be
chasing
a
him all
problem
through it.
here. The big orc woman also comes up.
I'm just chasing after Arlo all over the main deck, trying to stab him.
This big orc woman stands between you and Arlo. Something
like-
going on here, little brother? Yeah, Erla.
He conned me into getting an evil sword. A mean sword.
Erla pinches the bridge of her nose. Please don't tell me you brought that stupid sword from home. Well, it was the only sword that we had, and, you know, Grandpa doesn't use it anymore, and I thought I could, well...
I hold the magic sword out, like fully unsheathed, just to see if it disses them.
It absolutely does, but they're stone-faced, and they take it. But yeah, these are the half-orc twins, Erla and Arlo.
Are they also complete bitches, or are they nice?
Wow. No, they're fairly decent people. Erla is the older sister, so she's a little bit protective of her slightly younger brother. But otherwise, they're normal people. Alright, look, that sword is cursed in more ways than one.
No
I
shit.
told my little brother not to bring it with us, but to get his own magic weapon, but he cheaped out apparently. Look, I don't know what you're gonna do with it. We don't want it. Do something with it.
Can I stab your brother with it?
Connor!
She just glares down at you.
What? I think it's fair. I'm having a really weird day. Okay, I need a win.
I think that sword is rubbing off on you.
No, it's not. This is how I've always been. Ask them.
It's
Connor,
true.
do you need to spar with somebody?
I'm not sparring. I just want to stab this guy for conning me into getting a bitchy sword.
Does it even have magic, or is it just talking?
I look at the sword and be like, hey,
Well, excuse me. I'm sorry if you don't have any magic.
I mean,
I
I
have
think we
magic for days, biatch.
Oh, really? I haven't seen none yet.
Yeah, it's because you're a sword.
Let's talk more rock, baby.
Love to shove you in a rock. Nobody'd be able to pull it out because they wouldn't want you.
Leave it to Connor to get a sword
Oh.
like this.
You know what? I will give you this. You feel a rumbling at your hip as your bag yawns. Oh, what were we talking about?
So come on, let me stab Arlo. Let me just stab Arlo.
Connor, you're not going to stab another passenger because I don't want to be in a fight.
I'm not gonna stab a passenger. I'm stabbing a jerk who gave me a screwed up sword. I think I've earned it.
Mai's gonna run down to Connor and grab the sword.
Oh, hey guys, what's going on?
We're getting rid of the sword.
All
I'm
right.
borrowing this.
Not until I get my old sword back.
No, fuck you.
Make a grapple check. So strength or dex check, and Connor make a strength or dexterity save.
See, I'm gonna do a dex save because that's better for me.
Okay.
I got a 15.
It's awesome.
What'd you get? Are you debating using an auto 20?
Can I use my auto 20?
Jeez.
We have other swords, you know.
I'll make you a better sword.
Wait.
Connor,
That's
were you using
polite.
your strength or your dex?
I was using my dex.
What's your dex modifier?
Oh, my dex modifier is 2.
Awesome. Mine's a 3, so I'm gonna use an auto 20 for a total of 23.
God damn it.
Okay, so my both of you mark off your auto 20s. My grabs the sword.
Yeah.
And your bag is like,
The bag.
The sword is a curse.
Are you gonna feed the bag the sword to the bag?
I might.
Okay.
We could sell it. We could just. I
I
have a
don't
bag
know.
of holding. We can just keep it in there. It won't talk to anyone.
Oh, I have.
I don't know. It feels
would
evil to
probably
kind of sell
just-
this stuff to someone else.
Probably destroy all the
It'll be
items
a-
in the bag of holding.
The bag licks its whiskers.
Maximum burn.
All we need to.
That bag.
Does this?
All-
Okay, wait. Wait. Okay. Does this sword
2
actually
words.
do anything
Yes.
besides piss me off?
Yes.
Two words.
It's a very
Riches.
damaging sword that cuts down the ACs of enemies.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the sword and I'm gonna be like, if you don't shut the fuck up, unless we ask you a question, I'm gonna feed you to my bag and you're gonna cease to exist. Got it?
Make an intimidation check.
Fucking.
Damn, woman.
Can the bag give me advantage?
Sure, the bag is assisting you. You have advantage.
Damn, woman.
Good, cause this. Oh my god, these dice are fucking shit. I'm using my real dice. No, fuck that. This is dumb. Hate it here.
What did you get?
I got a 10 twice. It like rolled the same thing twice, so I'm using a real dice.
I'll only keep my mouth shut if you keep yours.
Can I straight up just upload a new personality into the sword somehow? Do I know how to do that? I
Do
learned how
you
to do
do
that.
you know how to enchant weapons?
Can learn how to enchant weapons.
You could learn. Is this really what you want to practice with, though?
Might as well. I could get a
You're like,
badass
you know what?
sword.
This sword could explode.
Yeah, let's just use this sword in the detonation tests.
Connor, just
Really
keep your sword
supercharged.
quiet.
What do you want me to do with my sword?
Here,
Keep
Connor.
it quiet.
Just trade swords with me. It'll be fine. I'll just keep it in the bag until I need to stab somebody. And then
Yeah, I
I
don't
can
wanna-
bitch about my
Let
form.
me study it for a bit. I might
No, I
be
don't
able
want to just
come-
dump it on y'all.
She hands the sword to Whole Gear.
No.
I hand Connor my rapier.
Okay,
This
Connor,
is
you've got a
turning
rapier again.
I keep getting the damn rapier. I want a magic sword.
Well, the magic
I
sword
got
is
it.
annoying me.
Holgear, do you have a
I'll
magic?
have to get you a magic sword when we make
I
port.
have-
As,
I have a broken hooded lantern sword, but I need somebody to repair it, and I figured we were gonna wait till port so we can get an actual enchanter. But if you wanna, Joshua, if you wanna try and repair it, maybe.
I would love to try and repair it. You see, I'm expanding my arcanic knowledge lately.
Okay. What you will
Alright.
need, immediately noticing, it doesn't have a blade, so you'll need to get someone to forge an actual blade onto it for it to be useful as a sword. And then you'll need to enchant runes along the length of the blade to actually finish the enchantment to make the blade deal magical radiant damage. But at the moment, it's just a hilt that shoots a beam of light like a flashlight. Yeah, you can research it right now if you want to. Just study it.
Bet I could change the hilt into a skull, add a blade on top, maybe put a few compass or some kind of magical gem in the eye holes.
What?
Some real cool stuff to this.
Eye holes?
I'm just imagining an Edna Mode type situation from The Incredibles.
Oh, wow. So you like other magical weapons, but not me? I see how it is.
Shh. Into the bag.
Oh, wow. Do you even clean in here? It's been so...
Silence.
Do you know any sealing magic we can use on the sword? Evil
No,
one.
I mean,
Okay.
we can always just
Connor,
use
why
the
are you
spell
assuming
silence.
that I know all the things about magic? Just because I'm magic doesn't mean I know about magic.
I was just
Why does
asking because I
everyone
know.
assume?
It's about magic. Joshua
They
is the
have
one who
spells
asked
about
magic.
being quiet. We can just use that.
I was asking if like you knew anyone who could know about this.
No,
All right, how about
everyone I
this?
knew is.
I only know your brother, and as far as I can tell, wait, has my kind of revealed that her brother kind of gone crazy, or is it?
No.
or is it- Okay, I'm just
No,
making
you
sure.
he's just statue you in your own mind.
Oh. Look,
Wait,
I only know
Connor,
your
why don't
brother.
you just toss the sword into your mind thing until we find a person who collects
want-
really bitchy swords.
Do you want that in his head?
Actually, no, that would occur completely and damn him to the deepest pits of hell. You're right.
Let's
Let's just keep it in the bag.
I like how everybody just collectively
That-
agrees.
that's his safe place where he goes to meditate.
I just like how everyone collectively agrees to just like not let Connor go any crazier than he already is.
Well, I mean, I figure you've already got so many voices in your head. You don't need one ready that just
Voices? What
questions
voices? I don't have any voices in my head. I am fully here and aware of everything that goes on around me.
Joshua snaps his fingers and says, "Golem, come here."
Like,
Yeah, the golem's standing right beside. So I was just thinking, I don't have any voices in my head. You shut up.
Yeah.
Is that from
Oh, shit,
fucking
what
Ice
time
Age?
is
or-
Yeah, the golem is right beside you.
11:30 EST.
I gotta go to bed.
Alright, I'll go to bed after this interaction.
Okay.
Yeah, same here.
Alright, Golem, I need you to carry around this sword hilt. And also go prepare my magical study books. I think I have.
Did you bring any study books?
I did not. Go
Okay.
prepare my magical study tools.
Okay. You hand it the sword and it just stands there.
I am
Oh,
fully
oh.
sane and aware.
Actually, never mind. I was gonna say, Mai has some books you might be able to study, but I don't think anybody knows about that.
What about that book that Talia has?
Oh, yeah. The big books of her mom's spells.
Ooh, gimme.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
I
I need
don't
supervision.
think that's how you politely ask for a mother's book.
Yeah.
Talia? May we have that magical book that your mother painstakingly crafted?
Gimme,
so we can study?
please. I believe.
Yes, gimme, please, your mother's magical mystical book of mysticism.
The only thing you have left is mother's head for stuff.
I just spit all over myself. Talia, are you there?
Yes,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
still here.
Okay.
Don't.
This says that so disappointedly.
Just kind of like shaking my head over here, like, oh my god.
Captain Hargrave just walks past like, if you shake your head like that too much, it'll fall off.
Oh, you have no fucking idea.
Oh, you stop! No, your head will fall off.
Joshua just clasps his hands around her head and says, "Please give me your dear book. I promise not to damage it."
Why do you feel the need to touch her head?
For emphasis.
Trying to make her stop shaking her head.
Are your hands made of fire?
Oh, but they feel warm, like I just drenched them in hot cocoa.
Oh, could have said
Why is
water.
Why is that the standard?
Why is it wet?
No, like the heat. It's like I just dipped
like
my
you were
hand.
clenching your fists for too long?
Yeah, but who dips their hand in hot
Dips their hand in cocoa.
I'm sorry. Look, the story I have about hot cocoa hand dipping. I'll tell it to you all later. Because I feel like it would get age restricted if I actually told it.
What?
What the fuck is
I'm
wrong
not
with
telling
your-
it right now.
I am now
not telling you
deeply
right now.
concerned.
And with that, go to bed.
Hey, good night.
Night.
Oh my lord.
Hey, good night.
A while.
Oh. Oh, I gave myself a headache with that one.
I think Joshua gave you a headache. That's what has happened.
Yeah.
Sorry.
My brain certainly hurts for sure after that one.
Yeah, but it was fun.
No.
Ah.
There is no hot chocolate D&D story. I was messing with you.
I hope. I fucking
God.
hope so.
I promise I was just messing with you. I don't know why I said, like I dipped my hands in hot cocoa. Alright, good night. See you next Wednesday, guys.
Alright.
See you later.
Mai's gonna go to her quarters and look at all the stuff that she stole from Malachi.
Okay.
Finally.
Alright. You do so.
Mhm.
Are you just doing this in your bunk or something?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You so.
Okay. Can I get some like cotton and wax and make some earplugs and then go identify the bitchy sword
Okay, yeah.
in the most secluded spot I could find?
Next to Mai.
Yeah, just
Yeah, it is a +3 magic sword that reduces enemy AC on hits by 1d6.
oh, I don't think you realize what you just gave me.
What?
I have several attacks that I can essentially do a spin and hit every enemy in like a 5-foot radius around me,
Okay.
so I can hit.
So you can have.
I didn't
or you
say
can-
this wasn't a good weapon. I was just saying that there's always a cost.
Yeah.
And the cost is my sanity.
Okay. Yeah, my looking through the papers, there's a lot of there's like notes and stuff on his desk. You probably grabbed some books studying like arcane magic, a lot of evocation, just sort
Journals.
of general knowledge, journals and whatnot. Are you looking
Shiny
for
stuff.
anything particular, or just sort of seeing what you have?
She grabbed a bunch of items off of shelves.
Yeah,
I
there's
know
like
that.
some paperweights and like a scale and like a Bunsen burner.
No, not the Bunsen burner, but
Okay.
she would have grabbed actual items that she's like, I don't know what this gold cube thing does, but it's mine now.
Okay, yeah. Just like a bunch of weird baubles and trinkets and such.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything in the notes or anything that's valuable information? Or
Make an investigation
Interest-
check.
Or interested rather. Ah. Oh my god, I hate these dice. Never mind. I can't. I'm gonna get pissed off.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what Mai does. She like starts reading it and she's like, this is so boring. I don't care. Just like doesn't retain any of the information.
So that she doesn't retain any information, she just is like, I don't know what any of this means.
Alright.
You want to do something, Jack?
No, I was just actually talking to my wife.
Oh, okay.
But I think if he had the time, probably what he would be doing is going through everybody's shit and seeing if there's anything that anybody's hiding below decks that they shouldn't be having.
Okay. You can go ahead and make a...
Casually walking through people's fort, taking a look around.
Sure.
Does he come across my?
Yeah, it just sees all the nonsense going on. Go ahead and make a perception or investigation check.
Okay. That's not great. Oh, I do have the reliable talent, so that's a 15.
Okay. You can see that most of the bunks are still relatively untouched. Most of the bunks that you do see that do have stuff in them are the party's bunks and whatnot. You know, people throwing their luggage up there. Nothing's necessarily, you know, not many people have gone through their luggage necessarily yet. You know, people try to keep it relatively clean, except for when they're working on it. So you see Mai in whole gear and, you know, other people working through their stuff and whatnot, but you don't see anything out of place.
Actually, that was only a 13 out of 15. Sorry.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's not even. Yeah.
Answer's still the same. Yeah. Going through people's bunks, you don't see anything out of
Yeah.
place. And if you want to look through the rest of the ship, you can also make your rounds.
Yeah, I'd probably do that.
And I will also say if you want to use your passives, if they are higher, you can also do that.
Oh, that's true. That passive would have been 18.
Okay, yeah, for sure. You know what? With an 18, I will say that there is something of note that you do notice amongst Merida's belongings. Something that just seems a little bit out of place. You know, she's got the cage with the tarp that was over it is now folded up inside of it. That's just sort of tucked into her cubby, along with, you know, the bedding that's been provided and her duffel bag. And there's something else that's just sort of sitting on top of her belongings, along with her damp jacket that's just sort of spread out. You see what seems to be a brass mirror. Just kind of odd. And it's just sort of kind of tucked back there. Not like into any of her bags or anything, but just sort of stuffed back there. Almost as if it was being hidden quickly behind her bag.
Okay. I'll make note of that.
Okay. Alrighty.
And I guess I might even take a look at the mirror and see if I can see my image in it.
You look in, and
else.
you do you like pick it up? You just kind of like glance it around or whatnot, or are you just sort of glancing at it? You don't see a reflection in the mirror, but you can see the reflection of like the ship and the hull and everything else, just not yourself when you like try to position yourself.
Okay. As long as it works like a normal mirror, at least I'm good.
I mean, it does. Other than
I might
that,
bring something back here that can identify it, but
it does not reflect your image when you look at it. So it is weird. It is magical in some way,
Okay.
you believe.
Yeah, I'll bring somebody back here to look at it later.
Alrighty.
So anybody who has identified and wants to come back here with me later to figure out what that is, could feel free to do so.
Probably
I
hold
think
your.
I might be the. Yeah, I think I'm the only one who has identified.
Okay.
So he'll find me attempting to attune to my stones a little bit.
Okay. I think at some point, Talia, you're still on the top deck, right?
Yeah.
At some point, Merida kind of comes out, and she's just kind of looking for something to do, but is also looking pretty tired. So I think she just kind of comes and sits down nearby and just kind of gives you a smile. Just kind of sits down, kind of pooped. What? What are you laughing at?
Did you have fun?
I have. I will say that I am enjoying myself on this journey. I mean, this ship itself is pretty interesting. Do you... I'm sorry. I'm a bit of a history nerd, so I kind of look up stuff because I think there's a lot of things that are interesting, but it may not interest you. So, I guess I'll ask. Do you know about the Dawn project? I only ask because you don't look like you're from around here, so you may not know.
I don't.
Okay, I could catch you up, just sort of cliff notes if you want.
No thanks. Not right now.
Alright. You alright?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Make a deception check.
Yeah. Let's go. 19.
Okay. She looks at you, concerned, but lets it go. Alright. If you need me, I'm here.
Okay.
And she kind of pulls out a very rudimentary comb and just kind of starts going through her hair and kind of make sure it doesn't knot while it's drying. Maya, are you doing anything else?
Probably putting back my
Your
treasure,
collection.
my treasures.
Treasures. Okay.
Spoils of war.
What war?
Like, she doesn't fucking like Malachi, alright?
Alright.
So, it's her own personal war. Probably. I mean, she's probably handing out soup to people,
Okay.
and that's probably about it.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, you know what?
Oh.
No, I take that back. She's handing out soup and she wants to find that guy she fought the first time.
Oh, okay. What did I say his name was?
I don't know.
Like Donovan or something.
Something like that.
Sure, you go and find him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what you want? Can I help
Oh.
you?
That attitude, it's almost like I didn't kick your ass.
There's no attitude, it's just how I talk.
Well,
Kind
that's
of,
unfortunate. I'm sorry.
where's that attitude coming from? Watch yourself. Some of us are just trying to work here, alright?
Okay, I just wanted to say I was sorry for almost like fucking you all the way up. My bad. Never
Wow,
mind.
your apology really healed those wounds. Thank you for coming and pointing that out. That's you know what? I don't want to come off as a jerk. This is just very weird what you're doing. I'm not sure what the point was, but I don't know if you're not that great with talking to people, but this isn't, going out of your way to say, hey, I beat you up pretty good and I'm sorry about it, isn't really an apology, That's like saying, hey, I'm sorry that you're so wrong, That's not really an apology. You know what I mean?
Actually, I originally came down here to tell you guys that there's soup
Oh, okay.
in the kitchen. I was just, as we were talking, I was gonna say I'm sorry for, shouldn't have gone that hard on you. It wasn't really necessary.
Nah, it's fine. We're used
But
to
no, actually, no. Now you just called me weird, even though I don't really talk to humans much.
It's all right.
Thanks for making me feel alienated.
it. Hey, no.
No, it's fine. It's cool. It's
I
whatever.
will be
Humans
the
are just
first to
mean.
admit that I also don't get a lot of experience talking to people, A lot of us just kind of keep our heads down, do our jobs, and don't really socialize. So, you know what? I do appreciate you for at least putting in the effort to actually, that proves that you care. So, if nothing else, I want you to know that I appreciate it. And I don't want you to take my criticism like I don't like it. I was legitimately, because I want you to know that I care, so I just wanted you to know and not just, be quiet about it. This is not coming out the best way, I suppose, but thank you. So, yeah. Anywho,
Bye.
I wouldn't have wanted you to go easy on me. Okay, bye. And then, someone nearby him just, elbows him in the rib. He's like, hey, who's that girl? Hey, shut your mouth. What are you doing? Get back to it.
Little does he know that I put in his pocket while he wasn't looking. I put a rock in it.
What rock did you put in it?
The one that rolls.
Okay.
He's gonna.
No, not the
It's
rolling.
just gonna fall out of his
Um.
pocket and just gone.
No, it's just a normal. It's one of the. She has a ruby or something. She just has some gems on her that are just shiny rocks. She
Oh,
doesn't-
yeah.
it's not-
Just, yeah.
Yeah, so she puts that in his pocket.
Precious stones.
Yeah, because she honestly feels really kind of bad about it, because she really kicked his ass out of nowhere, and it was like I could have just.
Could have not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like we're so used to fighting giant worms and
Yeah, and just go all out. Yeah. I get you.
yeah.
Okay.
Also, just wanted to make you go through that awkward interaction.
Thanks. Well, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're
so
still opening it back up, if you don't mind.
Holgear and Jack, you want to go over to Meredith's bunk?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep watch whole gear, and I don't want you to do the slow ritual version. I want you to do the quick version, because we don't exactly want to be caught doing it. So
The quick version's a minute.
yeah, do that. I'll keep lookout.
Okay, I will.
I will say this. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna leave it to chance.
Before
Okay.
we do this,
Merida would have gone and eaten the soup at her bunk, so you can either wait until she's done with that and goes and like returns the dishes, or you could go talk to her, whatever, however you want
Or
to
you
approach
can
it.
have my distractor.
while we're
We can wait till you
Waiting,
take the dishes
I-
back.
Okay.
while we're waiting, is there her privacy?
Is there what?
I know. Is there a reason we're violating her privacy?
Yeah, Jack.
Better to
Well,
ask for
because
forgiveness
Jack
than
thinks-
permission.
Because Jack legitimately thinks that she has a communication device on board with her, and he's kind of interested in who she might be communicating with.
Why?
Well, let's try this first.
Could be a security issue.
I'll cast Detect Magic and see if it's magic to begin with.
I didn't see my reflection in it, so I think it probably is.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Are you sure it was the right angle? And Arcana.
Have a look at it and take a look at it yourself and find out.
I rolled an 8. But I think I wanna re-roll that.
Okay.
Because it was almost an 18.
What's the range on Detect Magic? Like you're doing this from a ways away, I assume?
Yep.
That's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, Detect Magic, it's 30 foot. But
But not. Yeah. You're right. Detect magic. You don't
identify
have
as
to.
touch.
You're right.
If you have more points of inspiration, you can keep spending them.
I'd rather. Fuck it, I'll just use a nat 20.
Okay, for a total of?
21.
Okay.
You know, I could just assist you. I mean, I do have arcane abilities myself, so.
This is less about his ability to define it and more about something else. But normally I would allow that, but this specifically is a special effect.
Okay.
Here's what I'll say. You can detect that there are like other magic items on the vessel that you assume are like in people's personal belongings and whatnot.
Hey, Sparrow,
Yes,
am I allowed to egg point a nat 20 die?
you may.
Would that assist in any way?
You may use it. I'm not going
Sure.
to. Okay. You can
Fuck it,
also
all in.
tell that the whole of the ship is somewhat innately magical. Not any
makes
specific
sense.
school of magic, but a natural, almost nature type of magic, like Fey wild magic. That's what the whole of the ship is made of. The internal structure of it is like wooden and whatnot, but the outside of it is some sort of weird shaped substance. With that specifically, you can pinpoint the exact location of the mirror that is in Merida's stuff, and you cannot detect it. Like, specifically, it is not there. You put out this wave of magical energy that washes over everything, and you can almost, in your mind's eye, see a 3D layout of the entire ship, and there is emptiness, specifically nothingness, where that mirror is. Like, there's not magic there. Or, rather, anti-magic there. There's something very strange and bizarre about it. But Merida gets up from her bunk and, takes her dishes and maybe walks past and gives you a smile and a nod before heading towards the galley.
All right, got a minute. You ready to play distraction?
Given what you know now, do you feel comfortable doing this? Do you feel comfortable doing this, knowing what you know now?
Not super, because I think I will relay, pretty much everything to Jack, because I also get ADHD distracted at the walls. But yeah, I will inform him that the mirror is a distinct void of magic.
That's even more interesting than if it was just totally lit up.
You think maybe we should go the diplomatic approach and just ask?
I think so. I don't think that's something yet. I don't want you to touch it.
Okay.
I think it doesn't want to be found, and when something doesn't want to be found, you probably don't want to touch it.
You want to wait until she's coming back to her bunk and intersect her?
Probably
You
not.
can just hang out around your bunk and then be like,
Yeah, I'm starting to... Out of character, I'm starting to crash, so... Maybe not this session we get into it with Merida, but definitely put that on the list of things to do.
I mean, this could be the final thing, and we could do this real quick.
Okay.
Like, I think this would be a fairly simple thing just to check real quick, and then not to leave it on a specific cliffhanger, but sometimes it's better to know and then just sort of. Okay. So yeah. As she's making her way back to her bunk, she again gives you a smile. Or are you waiting at her bunk for her?
I'm waiting for her at the bunk.
Okay. Oh. Hi. Can I help you?
Hi, Merida. I was just doing a sweep of the ship, and I was using detect magic, and I noticed you have something that
She tilts her head to the side, confused.
You have something mirror-shaped in your bag that literally I cannot see.
Oh.
With my detect magic.
Huh.
Like it's a shadow.
Weird. I mean, whenever I, tried to take it to a shop, they didn't want it, and whenever I had someone magical look it over, they couldn't see anything about it, but I didn't know specifically anti-magic or something. I mean, sure. Go ahead and take it. It's an old family heirloom. I don't know, it's just kind of been passed down. Not really had any sort of significance. She picks it up from behind her bag and just sort of holds it in front of herself. I mean, other than not being able to reflect anything important, like people and whatnot, just seems to be a normal mirror. I mean, I guess it's good for, seeing things behind you that aren't people? I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure. Take a look at it if you want. She hands it to you. She, like, turns away from you and kind of just goes and sits in her bunk.
I'll turn it over in my hands, look over at Jack, shrug, and begin casting Identify.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh god. It's a trap, I knew it.
What?
We're all dead.
Oh my god, we've been rolling pretty low today. 13. I don't think I can egg point saving throws, right?
You can egg points and, inspiration, anything.
Oh, yeah, I'll egg point that. Well,
Alright.
first I'll roll inspiration, see if I can get one higher.
Alright.
Then I can go from there. I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah. So it would be a high of 18, I guess.
Because you're using the egg point?
Yeah.
Okay. So it'll be a 13, but there will be an extra effect. And I will say with that, what happens as you look into this mirror is you don't see anything, and then you start to see everything. And I want to ask you, when you think of yourself, sort of, your thoughts and ideas, the persona you identify yourself as, your, dreams and your nightmares, the things that you look forward to and avoid, what single thing denotes you? Boiled down to one aspect, what would it be? Is this too deep of a question to ask you because you're tired?
Kind of, but I'm gonna go with...
Just instant gut reaction, just first concept.
Merchant.
Okay. You look into the mirror and it begins to deepen and grow closer and then also expand and fall deeper. And it almost stretches into this spiral that you can tell is being traced and outlined in this sort of swirling material. And as you focus on that, it begins to weave itself into a patchwork, a fabric. And that fabric is an object, it's an essence. It's not just an idea or a cultural sort of collaboration. It is business. It trades hands. It is goods, It is useful. It is, discerned and decided by, people around that this is something that is necessary and is spread around people that it is useful for, is cared about, is necessary, whether it be a net for, catching more fish, more food, or, a scarf, or, a jacket for keeping someone warm. This idea of commerce and the warm idea that is solidified in humanity and just society as a whole is such an ingrained part in who you are and what you think life is about. And then you see a scene far down the road. The sky is dark, though you can tell it's the middle of the day. Smog blots out the sun, and covers the horizon. Homes are fallen and caved in. Nobody goes outside anymore. The rivers have run dry. The trees have withered. Cobblestone and tar coats the ground everywhere you look. And the entire world has been consumed and overrun by being controlled and marketed. And a figure walks across these cobblestones wearing a long, tattered jacket. And they look out upon this scene in this sort of concerned disgust, as if they knew that this was coming and they could have done something about it. And then this figure turns and looks over their shoulder at you, and you can see the scars on their face. Their brow is sunken down, and their skin is wrinkled and old. And despite all of that, you still recognize yourself. What would be the one piece of advice that you would give yourself? Something like, don't get too caught up in trying to make the most out of things. Sometimes it's just best to let things be what they are.
I want to phrase this. Not everything needs to be expanded upon. Some things are better left where they are.
And then your vision snaps back to who you are, and the mirror drops out of your hand and clatters to the floor. The glass shatters and you shake yourself awake. And Merida calls from beside you. Oh my goodness, are you okay? What happened?
Bolting straight upright. And
I assume Jack is there too.
Yep.
Hogier just kind of spaced for a second as he looked at the mirror and then dropped it.
oh, I thought I fell over. My bad.
No.
Could I try? Could I try to catch it before it hit the ground?
Make a dex check.
That's a 19.
Okay. You catch the mirror, and you see the glass in it shatter without even touching the ground. And you realize that it was actually because it was shattering that Holgear dropped it. And so you kind of have to avert your gaze slightly as it does so.
Okay.
And when you look back,
Just in.
the mirror isn't there. It just dissolves out of your hand. You see it happen. It just completely... The glass shatters, and then the frame and essence of it just starts to dissolve away until it was like it wasn't even there to begin with. And Merida looks over at you, Jack, and says,
So I'm gonna look.
"What are you doing?"
What do you
That's
mean,
what I was
is
gonna
he
ask
doing?
you, and you too, Holger. What was this? Can anybody explain what just happened here to me?
I don't know. You came up to see me and look at the stuff that I had here, and you said that, you saw something magical, but I don't have anything here.
Merida,
Well, that thing
where
didn't
was
hit
the
the
last
ground
mirror
and
you
it
saw?
exploded by itself.
What did you say, Holger?
What was the last mirror you saw?
I don't know. I've got a mirror back in my house. I mean, I saw my reflection in the water. Why do you ask? I would like to have a mirror on me. It might help.
Can I ask you a question? Why were you carrying a mirror that you couldn't see your own reflection in?
What? What do you mean? What?
Jack, I don't think she knew she was
What?
carrying it.
Okay. Did you know that the mirror was in your possession?
When you approached her, she gave an adamant story about how it was a family heirloom, and now that it's gone, she doesn't remember its existence.
I think we just got divine
There's fuckery
intervention.
afoot.
Yeah.
And the
Some
last
magic-y
thing I
person
will say
somewhere.
is, Jack, you hear that voice come in again and says, "That's odd. That wasn't me. Who authorized this?" And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
I can't believe you just